Let's begin.
Here we go! Hi, everybody!
Start the insanity.
You are not worried, are you?
Me? No.
Well, we're waiting.
What is going on? Welcome to Super Media All-Stars. Today, we are talking about Avengers, all spoilers, and our review. There's so much to talk about here. We're not going to beat around the bush. We're just going to get right to the good stuff. I'm your host, John Harris, and I'm joined by 4 other All-Stars. First one being Andy Guild.
The doctor thinks you're basic.
Aww.
Yeah.
Anthony Borich.
Hey, Peter Parker.
Oh,
Kevin Jensen.
That was gross.
Yeah. Fuck
And Jake Boston.
Got nothing, let's go!
Alright, so we are now officially all caught up on Avengers Endgame.
Woo.
We haven't had a chance to talk about it thoroughly since the week it's been out. This is a week later review.
Mm-hmm.
But just like we usually do, some general impressions before we dive deep into this bad boy. How you guys feeling about Avengers Endgame?
I thought it was fun, and I liked it overall. And then I watched it a second time, and I thought about it a little bit, and it's still good. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
It's fun.
I've also watched this one twice in 2 different theaters. I enjoyed this movie. I didn't love it as much as
Infinity War.
Infinity War.
Yeah.
It didn't get there, but I truly enjoyed this one.
Jake's pissed.
For me, I thought the jokes landed really well, and I thought that the action was okay. And I just looking at Jake's doing. It was epic, but it didn't need to be as I don't know. It just seemed a little ham-fisted towards the end. But I really liked everything up until that battle scene.
Sure.
I like where they carried over from Infinity War.
Oh, I'm like the opposite.
Interesting. All right, Jake.
I like this movie a hell of a lot better than Infinity War. This has a little bit of everything, and I didn't think that you could be disappointed in this movie. If you're an MCU fan, you've seen all the movies. It's kind of hard to tie in every single movie that they've done into a complete, conclusive arc, and I think they did that. There's a lot of weird takes, but I like the things that they did that we'll talk about later. 2 of my favorite genres combined, so it kind of helped a lot in me just loving this fucking movie.
Back to the Future.
I knew the heist hound would have something to say.
I love a whole bunch of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They say the word heist in the movie multiple times.
Jake
I
was
like,
instantly
man.
hard.
I enjoyed probably 40% of this movie.
What?
Oh boy,
Yeah.
that's a low
Wow.
number.
Yeah.
Damn.
The other part of it, I was actually pretty bored. And we'll go into those
Oh
details
my
a bit
God.
later. I've seen it twice as well. And I thought maybe it was just the viewing. Maybe I was tired. No, I was bored. The same parts that I was the first time I watched.
I cannot
Nah.
believe that.
I was
So-
bored ever.
The
No.
word I was actually going to use was bored too, and I figured out why I was
Okay.
bored. Do you want me to spill something?
Well, let's go ahead and get into it. Andy, why do you feel that way?
Spoilers.
Okay, spoilers, whatever. You knew what you were getting into. You saw the word Endgame. So I think the problem with the movie is that it's very low stakes. I think the stakes
What
are...
the fuck are you
It's
talking
low
about?
stakes. What? Okay,
They only have one chance to get it right.
That's total bullshit. I'll tell you why. So when they fuck up in New York during the first Avengers movie, and they say, "Oh, we can just go back in time to when Hank Pym was alive and take the Pym particles."
Why didn't they
That
just
is
do that
the-
a lot?
Yeah, that's the point in the movie where I was bored. I was like, wait, the stakes are gone now. Captain America is obviously going to get the Pym particles, so who gives a shit? Like, they can just spend as much time as they need now to go back and do everything perfectly. Okay, the tension gone. We're done. And there would have been tension there. No, there would have been more tension there if we understood what 2012 Thanos was going to do, because all you knew at that point was that he saw the future Nebula's memory.
Yeah.
You didn't know what he was going to do about it. Like,
He didn't even know what he was going to do.
Yeah, like there wasn't like, now I will send you back to the future to switch with Nebula and bring my entire ship into the future. It was like,
That's one of the main reasons why they were able to beat him, because he was learning on the go. He didn't have
Yeah.
a game plan.
but how I guess I don't understand how he would, in the first place, know what the Pym particles did. I mean, I guess he was reading the memories, but he didn't, like... You didn't know what was Thanos going to do. I thought he was just going to, like, torture War Machine and Nebula, but then he got away, and you're like, well, okay, Nebula's there. Who cares? I don't like Nebula. Whatever.
All right, let me piggyback off that. So, you mentioned 2012.
Yeah.
Pretty much the whole time travel mechanic I thought was interesting, but what they did with it, just revisiting points in the MCU, I actually found the most boring.
What more do you want them to do? Number one, they went to the 70s, which they've never done before.
But we've been there before.
Not the 70s.
We've
been to the facility in Winter
But
Soldier.
there was
but that
nothing
was
in the
present day.
70s. It was just like his daddy issues.
And Ant-Man
then...
began off in the 70s with Hank Pym and
Yeah,
Reese.
it wasn't at that location, but
Yeah.
I get that.
But revisiting New York, the 70s, pretty much there's some highlights within the MCU. I just found like this feels like filler, and I was actually bored during the majority
Well,
of that.
the problem with it was, I think, was that they went back to New York and you saw the invasion happening, and they were like, okay, we have to sneak through whatever. They should have been like sneaking through the invasion happening and like maybe picking off a couple whatever the fuck alien was there, Katori.
That's not the point.
I know that's not the point, but the point that I'm trying to make is like nothing happened during the heist. It was like just, oh, they won here. Here's what happened between them winning and putting the gag on Loki.
Okay, let's stop this conversation.
That's
right
America's
here.
ass.
Are you guys a fan of Back to the Future Part 2?
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's just okay.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Because that's my favorite Back to the Future movie. It's so fucking good, and time travel, just conversing on things you've already seen done before, except in a different point of view.
Mm-hmm.
I love that type of shit.
I like that, but they didn't do that.
They did do that. They did that multiple times.
Not really. So what they did? Okay, so
when Tony Stark was trying to get the Tesseract cube back,
Yeah.
and he was waiting after all the people left the room.
Yeah.
Number one, we saw more footage than what happened before,
right,
which
it
is
felt
cool
like you were
because we never
watching-
saw that.
It felt like you got dropped into a deleted scene from Avengers, and they made fun of that guy who directed it. Like, okay, we can all pose. That was pretty funny. I thought that was a good dig at him. Where they said we can all pose later because it was kind of like this is the old Avengers, this is the new event, whatever. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of interesting and funny. But it's not like they were interacting with the plot of Avengers or the plot of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, because that wasn't the point.
I know, but
the point is
that's
they
what
know
Back to the Future too
they know
is.
where each individual stone was at a certain point, so they had to jump there and just go with what they knew.
Now, I actually agree with Jake on this. I think that if they would have interrupted the plot of Avengers, then it would have changed the course of Avengers. Isn't that what the whole point was? They didn't want to affect the outcome of that. They just
I mean, putting the whole time understanding, it's all out the window.
Yeah.
They've broken their own rules within this movie.
That's true.
no, sure.
Captain America fighting Captain America.
That was my worst part in all this time travel thing. I did not like that whatsoever.
Okay, okay.
And then you fuck up time continuity by whispering, Bucky's alive.
But
like that fucks up
But
everything.
you don't,
Hell
and this
Hydra.
is another problem I had. So, did anyone else think that they were setting up the idea that Tony was going to have to change the past and not have his daughter anymore?
No.
For a little bit.
You didn't think that?
For a
I
little
didn't
bit.
know.
I thought for a second they were going to do that. I think that's infinitely more interesting because you kind of think, oh, he's going to have to make a sacrifice or something.
That's what I was.
He wouldn't have,
Yeah.
though. I don't think he would have.
I think at some point he could impregnate Pepper again, but it'd be a different kid. I mean,
It sure would.
whatever. But and then so I'm thinking like, oh shit, like he's gonna have to like actually make a hard decision here. This is like an Iron Man movie. Fuck, that's crazy. And then 2 minutes later, Hulk's like, no, time travel doesn't work like that. You can just make multiple timelines. And he was like explaining how everything was gonna work, and you're like, okay, it's like Dragon Ball Z time travel.
Well, that's
instead
how
of
like
Back to the
comic
Future
book
time travel.
continuity
Well,
goes. Like,
yeah.
there's a whole bunch
Yeah.
of different branching what if paths and ultimate universes and all that shit.
That's how they get away with all the stupid
Yeah.
shit that they try with characters. And
totally
stuff.
okay
and
with
it,
that.
and it happens all the time in
Yeah.
comic books.
We just had
Until-
Enter the Spider-Verse, for fuck's sake.
and until somebody comes through and says nope, kibosh.
But then why even bother returning the stones back to the exact moment you took them? As long as you just have to put
So
them back
everything
the
else
time
in each
stream.
individual universe doesn't get fucked up. They've talked about
But
it.
you've-
We're
but you've
spending
already
way too
fucked
much
it up.
time on this.
So if
We're
you
spending way
okay,
too much time
if
on
you
this.
go back to 2012 and knock out Peter Quill before he's able to steal the Power Stone or whatever, that entire universe is fucked.
Right,
Yeah.
then he never
Yeah.
got
Whatever
it.
way. Yeah, he never gets it, and then that universe things are going to happen differently. So you've still fucked with the timeline anyway.
Yeah, but they went back and returned it.
But if he returns it to that point, Peter Quill gets it, and
Yeah.
everything's
But does
fine.
he wake
But
up and
what-
be like, well, what the hell?
Butterfly effect. He gets it a minute later. Is he fucked?
But,
Probably.
but does he get it a minute later? What if
don't
they go?
know.
What if
You
they
never
go
know.
Him getting knocked out creates a separate timeline.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
it doesn't. I wouldn't worry about timelines. They're
I
all
don't know,
messed
I'm
up.
just-
Don't do that.
I had a
That's what I'm
little
saying.
gripe. I thought I really would have liked to see something a little more heavy. Like, I feel like the stakes would have been better if Tony was like the whole time like, oh shit, like I'm gonna have to give up my daughter, or if Captain America. I also thought they were setting up him agreeing with Thanos because near the beginning he mentions that there's a pot of whales in the bay, and it's because there's there's like
Right.
less people around like hunting them or whatever, causing pollution. I don't know.
Outside of the logic,
Yeah.
how did you guys feel about the Marvel homage to themselves during these time sequences? The other three.
Sorry, Andy's doing a
I'm
jerk off
just-
motion
yeah.
over here.
Sorry,
I think we've
go
already
ahead.
figured out what
I'm
what
done
Andy
complaining
thought.
about. I'm done complaining about time travel.
I thought it was a good bow on 22 movie arc. I really did. It's just like, oh hey, you're gonna play your greatest hits, and then you're also gonna go back to Thor: The Dark World, a movie that's so
Yeah.
fucking shitty I never want to see
I
again.
actually really enjoyed that sequence with Rocket and Thor.
Yeah.
I just love Fat Thor.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought Fat
fantastic.
Thor was great.
And when he first came on screen, I did not think I was gonna like it at all. I'm like, what
No,
the fuck
I
is happening?
saw that too.
No,
I was
it's
like,
funny.
oh, really?
It took my brain like 5 minutes to get wrapped around the thought of
No,
Fat Thor, and they
Thor was
never
great.
changed Fat Thor. They kept him
No,
fat the
even at
entire
the
time.
end,
Yeah.
like, that would have been a really cheap move if they would have
Yup.
he would just
Yeah,
bulk
he
right
put on
back
like
at the
a
end.
suit of armor and then he just got all bulk again.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he stayed fat forever. I love it.
Let's backtrack here a little bit. Now that we got the main spoiler, the time jump out of the way. Beginning of the movie, we enter with pretty much where we left off, and we go get Thanos on his planet.
Yeah.
How'd you guys feel about that?
Did you guys think they were gonna kill him right there?
I did not.
Absolutely.
That was a
Yeah, I
shocker.
thought they were gonna kill
I
him.
did.
Oh, I didn't think they were gonna kill him right there. I really didn't.
I was in shock when that happened.
I thought at first it was like a stone fake or whatever, like he did in the last movie, but then he's just like, no, I destroyed him, so just cut my fucking head off. I
Didn't
guess.
destroy them, turn them to atoms.
Yeah, like,
So they could
yeah.
still be in
Yeah.
play, yeah. But
So-
when they killed Thanos, the first thing I thought of is Anthony just gasping when he saw this.
We'll talk about this later too.
Hand in
but
front of his mouth and everything.
a
just-
part of me was like, please, just let him do it. Let him click it again. Let him go. Let him get it.
I know.
I wanted him to win
You're such a
again.
weird
because
fan.
he was the
Fanboy.
protagonist in the last movie. That's why you kind of feel for him a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, we can
I
we
love
can go
and so
sequentially.
I
but-
want to start with
yeah.
Hawkeye. We skipped that part. I thought that was kind of a powerful statement
No, I thought
to
it
start
was
off
dumb.
with.
The very beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking bad.
Him and his kids,
I
and
love
then
that.
they're
That's
just
good
they're
sentences like that.
gone.
I don't think it's bad. It was very predictable what was going to happen.
Well,
I really wish they would have,
of course.
maybe mentioned something like that in Infinity War. Like, I don't know if they like it felt a little out of place to start. That,
Were they
like,
trying
with
to
the
make
rest of
him
the
a
movie.
villain? Like,
No, he's just playing the common character Ronan.
They were
which is
trying-
a rebel.
The reason why he turns into Ronin is so he can have a backstory like Black Widow.
okay,
That's what it seemed like to me. So when they were fighting for the Soul Stone, they had like very similar backgrounds.
Going back to the Thanos garden.
sorry.
So the reason I love that scene is because like every kind of major mythology or I don't know, call it religious scene takes place in some kind of, it ends in a garden heaven, and that's what Thanos was in.
Yep.
Because he accomplished his goal, and that's the perfect world now.
That's why he didn't fight back that hard. He's
No.
like, I've
Yeah.
already mission
I've
accomplished,
done it.
bud.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's why he wasn't disappointed when he found out that he was dead. He's like, I got it done.
Yeah.
I won.
Yeah.
You said that's inevitability after I did the thing that I was trying to do. It's the next step.
Having that extra exhale after Infinity War just to see where he's at. That's what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
And apparently it was short,
Yep.
but go right after that we jump into a 5-year
Yeah.
jump.
That was
How do you guys feel about that? That was unexpected.
That was
I liked
unexpected.
that. I liked it a lot though.
It was fucking great. I loved it. It felt very Leftovers of them. If any of you seen the HBO show Leftovers, it's very because like 10% of the population disappears, and then it's just the world trying to figure out what the fuck happened. That's
Which-
what's happening here.
Yeah, the very short imagery we have of what the world looks like post 5 years later.
My thing is, after 5 years, you would still not be able to do anything. Like, there wouldn't be any organized sports. Like, there would just
that's
be.
what
I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
So did I was like, I missed the Mets.
You're
and
still
like,
mourning.
I'm pretty
Can-
sure there's other people that didn't die. That
I was
you can
thinking
pull
like,
some up and have some
can,
fun.
can people? Did he like sterilize everybody so they couldn't reproduce, or they like he
I don't think
sterilized
so.
half the population?
I don't
It
think
seemed
so either. I
odd.
think
so. Although that would make sense though, because I mean,
Yeah.
he wants a finite cut, right?
So otherwise, your shit's gonna in like 5 years. Everyone's gonna breed again. You're gonna have to get the gauntlet out, like
Yeah.
fucking kill those babies.
But no, they didn't because Tony has a kid.
Yeah.
So no,
Oh,
they
true.
did not
Tony
do that.
has a kid.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how
Robot baby.
I don't understand how Cap and like that gay dude played by Russo and the guy who wrote the original Infinity War comic was actually there too in that scene. I don't get how they were still so like down, like
That guy.
yeah, like
Well,
they're
they were
like,
in a support group. I get that.
Yeah, so-
that makes
yeah.
sense. But like having the whole world just seem doom and gloom.
Yeah, when you
Right.
showed it, it was like an apocalypse movie. It's
Yeah.
like half of everyone died. Yeah, that's horrible, and whatever. But it's
He
been
didn't
5
cut off
fucking
half
years.
the
Like,
resources.
yeah,
Exactly.
Like that was
How-
the whole point. Is he didn't want to cut off the resources.
I feel like if they did like a 1 year time jump, you might be a little more like, whatever. But 5 years seems like you'd.
If I was one of the half still on Earth, I would go to the fucking Statue of Liberty and steal one of those boats. One of those dozens of boats that were just right there and just fucking go for a
Just
fucking joyride.
They've been sitting there for 5 years.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, I don't think that's possible.
nobody came back for these boats.
It's not I Am Legend. It's not just Will Smith.
Did all of government collapse?
Right.
Only half of
seemed like
only
it.
half of the people in the government probably
They
died,
didn't. They
right?
didn't go into this at all.
And then
No.
Okoye was like, "There's an earthquake underwater." They never brought it up again. And then
Right?
Captain Marvel's like, "Every planet has underwater earthquakes, you
It's
idiot."
because they do.
Like, I mean, yeah, but
No,
it seemed like they were trying to make a point of it.
Well,
like,
people
what's that
are
all
people
about?
are thinking that that's the introduction of Namor.
Oh fuck!
They're gonna
Namor.
bring him in
They
Black
better
Panther
not bring
2.
Namor.
That's what I've heard.
No one wants Seaman
Well,
in there.
what would we be saying if we saw imagery of the world like perfectly fine and everyone's just doing their daily business? If-
Well, I mean,
It would have been smarter.
It gets into like which Austin Powers does it, where he's like, I don't know what I'd do if I lost you. I'd probably move on.
No, yes,
Get
you'd
another?
mourn for a while, but fuck,
But
it's
so-
like 5 years. Like,
So the movie did open like that. It was really dour, and they were like, "Oh, here's a support group with Cap and whatever." And then once Ant-Man came back, and still he was walking through the streets with like missing posters, like, "Bro, you know what happened to your fucking
Right.
family, whatever." When he's walking through the streets, it seemed like after he was like just randomly like, "Oh, we should try time travel." Like, it got really happy all of a sudden, and then he was like optimistic, like,
Well,
"Hey, everyone, we're gonna time travel."
I don't know if it got happy, but it at least gave
thought
them a
it-
sense of what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, and
like
it
the whole
felt-
time,
it
like
felt
the
like it
first
was
30
normal
minutes of this
all of a
movie, you're
sudden.
just sitting there going,
And if they're
"This is sad."
the thing that I
We're still
got
sad.
from like this Avengers initiative to where like there's people all in different planets or sides of the Earth, just kind of like it's like their summit. It's like the Avengers summit.
Yeah.
It seems like nothing bad is going wrong ever. There's no crime whatsoever. It's just like, oh
Except for Ronan killing a bunch of fuckers.
yeah, it's
But
the
they were
only
evil.
yeah. And he's doing it for a purpose.
Well, and, I mean, even when she mentions that earthquake, Black Widow's like, "What are we doing about it?" And she's like, "Nothing, you idiot. It's
Yeah,
a
it's
fucking
an
earthquake
earthquake.
Underwater.
It happens. Stop being this."
Why'd you bring
planet
it up,
savior.
Okoye? Fuck.
How do you
Yeah.
guys feel about where the characters landed after 5 years? Does it seem true to what we know of them, you think?
No.
Like Scarlett Johansson watching over the world?
The only reason she did that is because she was going to die.
Yep.
I think that's just character-wise. I don't see her doing that
No?
in any other movie. No.
No, she
I feel like they
really-
needed to give her a purpose before
Well-
they offed her.
But in what was it? It was Winter Soldier. At the end of Winter Soldier, she kind of gives up all her secrets
Yeah.
for the group, for the betterment of what's happening. So I guess you kind of see that arc, but I don't. She would not be the first person that I would think would run that whole Avengers thing. Not at all.
The
It'd be-
next Nick Fury.
yeah, fuck
I don't see
no.
that either.
Nope.
No way in hell.
I thought they kind of not ruined, but they kind of took a step back with Thor, especially where he was.
He regressed.
Yeah,
too
like
much?
it was funny that he was fat and whatever, but when they went in there, like the first 3 Thor movies, he kind of went from like this immature guy who didn't want to take any responsibility to finally in Ragnarok at the end, he's the leader of everyone. He's the king now. He's in the throne, in the ship, whatever. And then at the end of the movie, like at the beginning of the movie, he's just like fucked that all up. And at the end, he just hands it off to Tessa Thompson. And you're like, well, what was the whole point of his movies? Like he's just kind of he should have died too, probably, right?
I agree with the whole Tessa Thompson thing, but I think you see him like after he cuts Thanos' head off. I kind of get why he just retreated because I mean he lost. He spent so much effort trying to keep the Asgardians alive in at the end of Ragnarok. I mean, that he kept as many as alive on that ship, right? Then Thanos comes and kills a bunch of them.
Half.
And-
he said.
Well,
yeah.
but then,
I mean, he
but then,
says
but
half in
then,
Infinity
so
War.
he kills half of them on the ship, right? But then he also snaps the half that are left, so he's left with a quarter of the population that he had, and it's basically that sea town, and he's just like, I fucked up real good.
Well,
I had 50% of my people still alive.
Right.
Now I have 25 of my originals.
But I kind of feel like even though that happened to him and whatever, like it's still like a character regression. Especially when at the end he's not willing to, be, hey, everyone's back, I'm the king again. He's gonna go fuck off with the Guardians of the Galaxy or whatever. It seemed kind of
that's the reason why he didn't die. So he could be in Guardians 3.
But it seemed weird that he would go back to how he was in like Thor 1. I don't know. It was kind of cheap.
I don't know
if he necessarily went back to what he was in Thor 1, because in Thor 1 he just had... He thought he was better than everyone. And at this point, I think
he thought he deserved it.
Yeah,
but then he walks on
this
the...
one, I think he thinks he deserves nothing.
But he walks on a cool ship and he's like, "Oh yeah, let's go here."
Yeah, I get that. Like that's I don't.
Of course, they played for laughs, but still, it was kind of like he feels like
they're gonna bring that dynamic to Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and I don't know if it needs it.
So did Gamora get away then?
They didn't show her again.
Because at the
This is
end,
off the rails.
this is. I'm sorry. This is what I went on to next was because you just brought up when he was looking at the map. Well, right before he walks up, Star-Lord's looking at it, and it's got a picture of Gamora, and it says "searching."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll be applying Guardians 3.
They'll be searching.
That's
for
what
that.
I thought after Infinity War. It'd be like in search of Gamora instead of in search for Spock, and it's gonna be kind of like a interstellar look like that.
I don't know how he can get them back. Didn't they? Well, I guess anything's
The
possible.
future,
The stones are still
past
fucking
one
there.
came back, and she didn't go back in time.
So why would
that
she
doesn't
still be
make
there?
sense either. If
For
Thanos
whatever-
is killed in the future,
for whatever
Unless
reason,
she got
it
dusted.
seems like
She was from that.
they've set up some weird rules where, like, if you got killed to get the Soul Stone, you can't come back because
Correct.
Hulk even says he tries to bring
He tried to bring Nat back.
Black Widow back,
and he couldn't.
Yeah,
I think that Gamora's in the soul world, as they say.
yeah.
Going back to
Soul glow.
going back to Thor's scene, putting Thor aside, it was good to see Korg again.
Yep.
Valkyrie, which I wasn't expecting Valkyrie to be in this movie, so that was nice.
Yeah, I knew she was gonna be in it.
I think
she was barely in it.
Barely in it, but it was nice to see like a cast from Ragnarok carry over.
I really liked her what she did in the battle that came up. I liked Valkyrie. I liked Valkyrie on the fucking what was it, Pegasus, and just going crazy.
That's
Right.
why
I
I'm
liked that.
That's why I'm okay with her being the leader of the Asgardians.
Yep.
It just makes total sense, especially
Plus,
since
Tessa Thompson kicks ass.
yeah, pretty damn good.
How do you guys feel about Hulk being the way he is?
Turn into Smart Hulk.
Yeah.
I mean, it follows the comic card.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the part with him and the kids was a little much, where he's
Yeah, they hammed it up.
Yeah, but you know what though? You kind of needed it at that point, because what did they do right before that? Was like, I'm dour Iron Man. I'm not gonna help save the world because I got a kid now. Blah blah blah. Wine.
Yeah.
To
To me-
it was like, oh hey, upbeat.
To me, Hulk was the worst part of Infinity War, just because it's just like, oh, I'm Hulk and I don't want to come out of my body. It's just total
And
dumb
the
shit.
CGI on that.
Yeah, it looked really
was
bad.
really bad.
Yeah.
But I liked it, and I didn't think it looked bad.
Smart Hulk looked really good. It was
Yeah.
a nice combination between Mark Ruffalo and Hulk.
I kind of miss Rampage Hulk though.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
It was funny. Okay, I liked it when they went back to 2012 Avengers and he just fake smashed. He's just like,
alright.
oh, smash the car.
That was another
I just
part
thought
where it
you
was like,
didn't need that.
okay.
I liked
It
it.
was too slapsticky at that point in the movie
Yeah,
because
that's
they're
what I
like,
was saying.
yeah,
These are big stakes.
uh,
These are the biggest stakes.
I liked when he was like embarrassed by Hulk.
yeah.
That was funny.
Okay,
It
that
could have
was
ended
funny.
there, but yeah, it went a little too far.
Should
but
we just get into like, okay, should we just all the characters that came back, all the new things that they brought? I think we just go character by character. Did you like what they did in this movie?
God, there's a lot of characters. We need
Let's
a list.
just start with the ones that are
the,
left right
the
away.
big ones maybe.
Captain America. Do you like what they did with Captain America in this movie? Do you like? And we're just gonna jump all around. Did you like that they gave him the Thor's hammer?
Yeah,
Well,
because
yeah.
they set that up.
Yeah, they did set that up.
That was the biggest pop in my theater when that
Really?
happened. Yeah. That's the biggest pop that I had. I'm like, oh fuck, this is amazing.
Mine for some reason my theater went crazy when Spider-Man came out. I was like, okay, like you right?
We're all
Yeah, like,
teenagers.
okay, great. I liked. Well, Cap. He doesn't really have an arc per se. Just because
What the fuck are you talking about, Andy? He had the best arc.
His character arc in the movies, like the movies he's been in, is over, right?
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, he's done. I mean, but it was over before Endgame because he was already kind of worthy in Ultron. He moved the hammer. You kind of knew. Yeah, he's whatever.
You say you kind of knew, but it didn't pay off until this.
Yeah, it didn't pay off until this, but that's not really part of his arc, right? Like he's already a complete character at the beginning of Endgame. You already know what he's about. He doesn't really.
It
have
feels
to
like
change.
he's finished his story.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying he is a static character in this movie. To me, I didn't really see. Like, of course, if he had the chance, he's gonna go back to his whatever her name is.
Peggy.
Yeah, Peggy.
But, okay, did you like how they ended him?
You're mad.
With him sitting there as an old man.
Yeah, did you like him sitting there at the end, having lived a life?
Oh, fuck yeah!
Yeah, it was
I thought that was a great payoff.
That was my favorite.
And John hated it.
I love that.
The first thing I thought was like, did he just rob his now wife of her original husband and
yeah,
kids?
That's what I wondered.
You selfish.
That's what I thought too.
Where's your sacrifice?
No, because
It's an alternate universe, bro.
timelines.
Yeah,
I know,
split a
but-
timeline.
But
But
that was
then-
the first thing I thought.
But then somehow he shows up in the main timeline at the end.
Right.
Whatever. It doesn't
Okay,
matter.
whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I thought that was a good payoff.
Yeah, I liked that. I liked
Yeah.
everything with Cap in this movie. I
The
thought it was
Russo, the
fucking
Russo
great.
brothers did Winter Soldier.
Yep.
They did Civil War. They know this character,
Yeah,
so they
he's
gave
awesome.
him the
And
best
they're-
arc there is. It's
and-
so good.
They put a close to it.
Yeah.
I mean,
All
there's
right,
no
okay.
more Captain America.
So we did Cap.
Maybe.
Did we like Iron Man? Did we like Iron Man in this movie?
Iron Man had the biggest. I would say he had the biggest plot points in this movie.
I would feel like it feels like he was the only one that sacrificed anything in this
I know.
movie.
That's
I-
exactly.
Well, because he's the only one that had something to lose.
Well, yeah, and they set it up really nicely because I was pretty pissed because, I have a 4-year-old at home. If I was dead and she was still there, I'd be really fucking pissed.
Yeah.
But, like, I get why he sacrificed himself, but...
Can I ask you guys a question? Do you think if instead of being witty and saying I am Iron Man, if he would have put his Iron Man suit on, would he have melted half of his face? If he had protection over himself?
Probably not.
No, I
Well,
think he
maybe.
would have. Well, I don't know
I don't
because
think
The
so.
vein, it shows the stones going to your veins. Like,
that's
it's
another
affecting
weird
your
thing
body.
about this movie. Okay, just
Well, and
completely
even
aside.
When he
The
snapped...
the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
It seems like the only
The
thing,
Iron Gauntlet?
Yeah, the Iron Gauntlet, whatever. It seemed like the only thing everyone thought it could do was you have to put it on, you have to snap your fingers, and then whatever your wish comes true. It was like, dude, when you have that thing, you are God. Like
Like, why
Captain
did you-
Marvel shouldn't be able to like fucking hold your hand. You should just like crush her shit and fucking turn her into butterflies or
Right.
something.
I
Taking
agree.
a Power
Well, that's-
Stone and
yeah.
punching her. You should already be
Well,
able to
yeah,
do
you
that.
can-
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But
That's
also,
true.
It was
in
kinda weird.
in this version, Thanos has had no practice with any of these stones.
No.
True.
Okay, so he's brand new to them in this series, or in this movie, correct?
Yeah.
So if he puts it on, maybe he doesn't know exactly what he needs to do, but I guess if you have all of them, then you should just be able to think something
Yeah.
in half.
But I think he-
it jolt through him. I mean,
Yeah.
he's
Sure.
I think he would know though because the only thing it kind of gets into comics, but you just need a strong will, I
Yes.
guess, to use it, and you have to like not have any like spare thoughts going around because you could like think like, oh man, I really want an ice cream cone and just turn the whole universe into ice cream or
Getting
some
back
shit.
to Iron Man, though.
Yes, let's go back to...
Yeah,
we're
please.
going through
I
this
thought-
characters.
I thought it was the perfect send-off because he started it, he ends it. It's a nice homage to the first movie.
I didn't mind him saying I am Iron Man at the end.
Neither did I. And I
No,
thought...
it was fun.
I was kind of disappointed in myself because after he died, I felt like I didn't feel anything.
Yeah, nothing?
No.
Because
Yeah.
you knew it was coming, basically?
Yeah, and like after 10 years with him in the majority of these movies, I was like, oh man, I wish I was more attached to this character. But I wasn't.
But
I really wasn't.
when was the last time we really saw Iron Man before Infinity War? It was what, Civil War?
Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Spider-Man.
Well, what did he
But
do?
He helped Spider-Man.
Again, though-
I don't even show up for half the movie because I just send a fucking drone.
yeah, again though, I feel like Iron Man's arc in the movies was done at the end of probably Iron Man 3. Civil
No,
War.
Civil
kinda,
War,
yeah, Civil
probably.
War. So he's kind of just been there doing stuff, and then he sacrificed his life, yeah, that's horrible, but like getting back to, if he would have had to sacrifice his like family or some shit, like fuck, that's crazy.
He killed herself. Tough titties,
But
bro.
yeah, but you kind of, meta,
killed
you
himself
kind of
and
knew
saved
he was
everyone.
gonna die in this movie.
Well,
Didn't you know he was gonna die?
They put it
Kinda
in
going
Avengers, 2?
Yeah, so
I
it's
thought
like
a lot more was
They,
going to die.
they really
Yeah, I
pulled a
did too.
lot out of Avengers 2. Like throwbacks to Avengers 2 in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And Age of Ultron was definitely the weakest Avengers movie.
I was waiting for Ultron to show back up.
He
I don't know
came back
why.
because
Come out of one of the
Because everybody else is coming back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
did like they brought it back from Iron Man 2 or 3, like, Tony, you can finally rest. Your idea of protecting the world, you've done it.
Yeah, no.
They already said that in Iron Man 3, where he was like, I'm blowing up
Yeah.
all the suits. And
Yeah.
then, like, the Marvel studio was like, no, dude.
Shit.
Just put nanotech in him. You don't need your suits.
I blew up all those old shitty suits. I made new ones out of nano.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know.
Okay.
He went through the biggest arc in this movie because
Yeah.
he goes from like floating into space and being all like machinist Christian Bale thin
He was gross
yeah.
looking in the beginning of this movie.
to fucking losing it to figuring out how time travel works.
That
And
was
then
you know.
Yeah, that was
magically
just, I'm Tony
took
Stark time
90
travel.
seconds.
In like an afternoon, he was like, I figured out time travel because this idiot Ant-Man, they called him an idiot through the whole movie, even though he's the one who gave him the whole fucking idea.
exactly.
But he's like, this moron told me I should do time travel, and I was like, oh fuck, I could do that, sure.
Can I
I
ask
can't
you-
make Pym particles, but I can
I never
fucking,
thought about
yeah.
time travel
Yeah,
before.
I know how to come up
Okay.
with Pym particle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat a taco when the
Outside.
fucking aircraft's coming by.
Oh no, a nice Hulk's gonna give me his.
I had people crying in my theater for Iron Man. Did you guys?
Oh, Steph cried for
I've heard a
Iron
lot of
Man.
people do.
Yeah,
Really?
people
Okay.
were crying.
But Steph cried for Iron Man the same reason I was sad for Iron Man, because he left a fucking daughter behind. It wasn't because Iron Man died. Like, I could give a shit less if Iron Man
I was gonna
died.
say, did anybody have like really emotional shock when
No.
Iron Man died?
No, I
No.
saw it coming.
It was-
About a million miles away.
Like,
I had
are you-
more
are
of
you
a-
saddened by the? Are you emotionally impacted that he's no longer part of this universe?
I mean,
No.
I just think it's a clear statement that, yeah, this phase of MCU is done, and we're going to go batshit crazy from here.
Yeah.
That's
What-
what I'm
whatever.
thinking.
They
It's not
set-
going to be grounded as
They
it was.
set up that he can do, like, holograms of himself doing whatever the fuck he wants.
Exactly.
Anyway.
I can
He
see him
can
being
still
like
pop
a
up.
Friday in Spider-Man suit. I can totally see that.
But I had more of an I didn't cry or anything. I can't cry at movies. I don't know why. But I had more of an emotional response to Captain America at the end, just because I feel like I know that character a little better. I kind of like him a little better.
Because
so
it was
he's like-
earned more.
Yeah, and he was earned, and he got to choose what he wanted to do, and it was kind of touching. I looked over at Sarah when that was happening, and she's bawling. I was like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "He's old."
He's not Chris Evans anymore. I
know
don't
why.
like him.
Old people get her for some reason. I don't know.
Let's jump to Black Widow.
Oh, you want to jump? Okay. I was going to stick on the Iron Man stuff and just go through Pepper really quick, because Pepper comes
We're not
back.
talking about Pepper.
Pepper comes
Stop
back
it.
as rescue. I just didn't know if
Stop it.
anybody enjoyed
That's
her in
enough.
an Iron Man suit.
That's enough.
That was padding
No.
the female heroes for that scene because they wanted to really stick it to DC.
The,
like you
the
said.
only thing that I needed that for was to see his little girl in the Iron Man, the blue Iron
Yeah, that was
Man
pretty slick.
helmet. That's it.
Rescue wasn't meant to fight. Rescue was to like help other people.
Exactly.
So I
Yeah,
don't
it's got the
care
biggest
at all.
lasers of all the suits.
Uh-huh.
So.
Yeah, because lasers are cool.
Yeah,
I thought,
she had like 5 fucking lasers, like
Yeah.
blasting everything. You're like, oh, rescue suit, yeah.
Mhm. Cool.
I thought Black
Okay,
Widow's death was probably the most stupid.
Most lazy.
Here,
Yeah.
let me die. No, let me. I'll die.
The two Avengers you like don't give a shit
I was
about are
actually
about to
hoping
try
they-
to kill themselves.
If they didn't have to have one come back to have the Soul Stone, like if they could have just zapped the Soul Stone everywhere, I would have been okay with
They
both
didn't
of
even
them
love
dying.
each other, so
Yeah.
hold on.
And why didn't Nebula tell
they
them that
loved
they'd
each
have to
other.
sacrifice
Like
somebody?
brothers and
I think they did,
sisters,
didn't they?
or like
Yeah. Well, with feelings.
Yeah.
huh?
They've been through a lot, Anthony.
Feelings.
Budapest.
Yeah, you know Budapest?
But
Remember that joke word again?
Didn't you guys think it was
Budapest?
weird that they didn't know there was going to be a sacrifice when they got up
No,
there?
that's what he just said.
I said that.
Why didn't Nebula tell them that there had to be
Yeah,
a sacrifice?
Because
But I thought
Nebula
she
didn't
did.
really know.
No.
They
Nebula
were-
did
That's
know
true.
because Nebula figured out by the end of Infinity War that Thanos came
Thanos
back,
killed
and
him.
then there was a whole scene. That's why Cole started beating him. Mm-hmm. So you think that they get
But
up
she
there,
didn't know exactly a reason why. That she just knew that Thanos came there
Came
with
back with the
Gamora
Soul
and
Stone
came
and
back
no-
with the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
I'm just happy Red Skull was back.
But you knew. I don't know. It felt like they should have had just a little more information because before they went there, they were like fun space adventure, and then they got there and Red
They're like,
Skull's
"Aw, shoot,
like you're
we're
gonna have
not-"
to kill somebody. It's like
Anyway, just
Okay,
I,
nope, didn't care about Black Widow at all in this movie.
no.
yeah, the whole
Okay, there we go.
yeah,
I'm done.
exactly.
Okay, what about Hawkeye?
Well, wait. Before we go off Black Widow, are they still making a movie about her?
Yeah.
It takes place after the
It's a
first.
it's
Avengers.
a
She just
prequel.
posted.
Yeah, it's a prequel, dude.
Does
Yeah.
anybody care?
No.
If we know how she's gonna die, does anybody care?
No.
No, I'm more excited for the Willow extension that they're going to do on the Disney Plus.
See, I think it would have been the best cover ever if they said they were making a Black Widow movie, just to have you think that there's no way she's gonna die,
know.
and then
Right.
they totally can this movie.
I always heard I heard when they released it that it was planned to be a prequel.
Yeah,
Mm.
I don't.
I've
I
heard
didn't
that.
pay enough attention.
I've
to
heard
that.
I've heard Widow prequel ever since Age of Ultron when she was
Yeah.
talking about getting sterilized or whatever.
Yeah.
And even back then I was like,
I was like, who gives a shit?
yeah.
All right, so Hawkeye Ronin.
Let's go Hawkeye. I honestly, I would rather have watched Hawkeye as Ronin.
The whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have much rather. I would have loved seeing him do all of that stuff instead of like, I just don't care about
Well,
Hawkeye.
when he was Hawkeye in that big fight, I don't remember
He didn't do
any
shit.
set pieces
He didn't do
of him
anything.
at all.
all he
didn't
did
do
was
anything.
run.
Yeah.
He ran with the gauntlet, which is the stupidest thing you could do because that's literally the one thing
yeah.
Thanos wants.
Yeah,
Right,
I
yeah.
remember him like in the exploding building, running away from dumb monsters.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
I really liked when he got up to the surface and was like, guys, what do I do with these shiny stones?
And Thanos like looks at me
And
like,
it's like,
oh fuck, give me
that's,
that.
that's what I want.
There it is.
And
Nebula did it. She brought me the
His
stones.
Oh, I know you.
Ebony Maw dude got fucking nerfed in this movie though. 'Cause,
He
like, when
got
he was trying to get
super
the thing,
nerfed. It was great.
it's just like a swirl of dirt getting Black Panther, and Panther's like, nope, I'm out. Fuck out of here. Yeah, it was
Yeah, Ebony Maw got just murked in
yeah,
this
he was
movie.
totally. nerfed.
I'm more excited about the Hawkeye Disney Plus show than I am about anything that happened to him in this movie.
Except for they're not going to make him Ronin. And I'm gonna be very
No, he's
upset.
gonna teach his kid to be the new Hawkeye. That's what I think's gonna happen.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. The
Okay.
best part about Hawkeye to me was his family aspect.
Yeah,
Because I don't care about
a-
bow and arrow bullshit.
I just really didn't care about Hawkeye at all in this movie. I just didn't give
Yeah.
a fuck. And if it was way more entertaining watching him go through and just murder like mobsters.
Yeah, that Yakuza scene
Yeah,
was cool.
it was great.
But yeah, it's just like whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't need
That's
this
just
in
a
my
mood
life.
piece.
Yeah.
That's just to establish where he's
I agree.
The only reason he was here was so that Black Widow would sacrifice herself and have trouble doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not here for Hawkeye. All right, who's next?
Where it should have been Hulk and Black Widow up there.
Yeah, but Hulk can't kill himself.
Up there, he probably could have.
I'm pretty sure Hulk can't.
Well, then-
I'm pretty sure a fall from that height would not kill.
Sacrifice yourself and see.
Yeah, but if
works.
it's half Hulk, half Bruce Banner, do you think they'd be able to?
Nope.
They actually loved each other at one point.
No, they still did, and I
Sun's
guess
coming
they
up.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Sun's setting.
Yeah.
Sun's looking real low,
Like,
guy.
okay.
How'd you guys feel about Ant-Man coming back in the way he did?
By a rat?
A rat
Yeah,
walking
by a
Run
rat.
him out?
Oh, whatever.
That's
It's-
fine. yeah.
That kind of actually fits with the whole Ant-Man series.
I was gonna
It's
say,
like,
now
oh,
he-
here, you dumb lucked into this.
Leslie Chow as the security guard letting him out.
Ken Jeong, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Who'd you
Leslie
say?
Chow?
Fuck's Leslie Chow?
I don't know.
Come on, seriously, from The Hangover, that's his name.
Oh, no one.
I no.
Oh,
I have not-
oh, that's the
I have
I
character's
have
name.
not. I have
okay.
not thought about The Hangover in a fucking decade.
That's a good watch.
No, not really.
Oh.
Anytime I think about Ant-Man, I never take him seriously at all. He's just the comedic side piece of the
And that he
Avengers,
was.
so
Which-
that's
and
what he
fine,
did.
That's
Played-
fine.
Yeah.
He played exactly that.
Yeah. Pym particles, time travel, let's go! Time heist.
My taco!
That's America's ass. I liked his line.
I like Paul
Did we
Rudd.
need it?
Yeah.
It was
Paul
funny the
Rudd's
first
good.
time, but then
Yeah.
Chris Evans looks at his ass, is like, yeah, that is America's ass. Didn't need
Okay,
that at
stop.
all.
No,
Yeah,
I
that
didn't
was-
need
didn't
that
need
at
that.
all.
And he was on the comm. They all heard him say that.
Yeah, of course he did.
Yeah.
How do we feel about Captain Marvel making her appearance?
Worst part of the movie
She's
for me.
OP.
I don't
Really?
like Captain Marvel.
Worst part by far. Just because
I don't
she can
know
do literally anything. She's so overpowered. Hate
She
it.
is very overpowered.
I
Absolutely
like
hate
her,
it.
though. I like Brie Larson.
The main reason why she didn't come back is because she's like, oh yeah, you can't get a hold of me for 2 weeks. Just
Right.
if anything happens, I guess just I'll figure it out. 'Cause that's what I do. I'll come in at the last minute.
I don't even remember her saying that I'm going to be out of comms for a while.
When they were at that summit
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
everybody,
I'm
she's
gonna
like,
be-
yeah, you're not gonna be able to get a hold of me for a while.
Yeah.
So just fuck you, I guess.
Well, and
Have fun in
that's
your
kind
time
of her
heist.
that's kind of her character at the end of her movie, right? And then,
Yeah, but if she
Yeah.
stayed
When she
with
comes
them,
back-
she would have solved things so quick. Because that's
That-
what she does.
And that's kind of what they have to do with her. Like, when
They
they
have
were
to
saying,
take her
like,
out of the
Captain
element.
Marvel's the new leader or whatever, they were kind of setting up in pressers or whatever. I was like, how can they do that? Because she's kind of like, she has the same problem Superman has.
yeah, she doesn't
where,
need anybody's help.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
comes in and she just solves all your problems and says, well,
Yeah.
you're a bitch, you're so stupid, I can't fucking believe it.
Well,
I
that,
just-
like
yeah.
the scene where all the Marvel females come together and they're like, Captain Marvel doesn't need your guys' help. She'll
Yeah.
be just,
Yeah.
she'll just
Yeah,
Right?
I know, right?
I
Actually,
don't
was-
need you. I'm just gonna fly right through
Yeah,
everyone.
I did watch that again. They like all the women like
we've
take
got
out
her way, and they just
take
do
out, like,
nothing.
Yeah,
like
right?
the front couple people, and then she just blasts through everything.
She's like, thanks.
Yeah.
And she like leaves him in the
Now,
dust.
see, I would have loved that scene if she would have been like, "No, I got this. It's fine," and just flown off.
Well, she flies to that spaceship while everybody looks like they're going to get defeated, and then that happens, and everybody's just cheering like, "Yeah, go Captain Marvel! Thank you for doing that."
Yeah, the worst line reading the entire movie was Bradley Cooper as Rocket going, "Oh yeah!"
It really
Because for one, I was fucking pissed. Like, really, you're gonna fucking Deus Ex Machina his fucking ship,
Yep.
and then Bradley Cooper's like, "Oh yeah!"
Fuck,
dude.
It really felt like my man in
Yeah.
fucking Justice League.
I thought that exactly. Yes.
And does anybody else? So whenever I see her, she's flown through spaceships now twice, right?
Yes.
Like at the end of her movie, she flew through a bunch of fucking spaceships.
That's what she does.
And at the end of Endgame, she flies through a bunch of. Every time I see that, all I think is Benny from Lego Movie. Spaceships. Just boom, boom.
They could replace her with a really big gun and a really big bullet and just shoot her through things. Like, that's what she does. And she has all
what
the
if she was
same
like
facial
Cannonball from,
expressions
like,
as a bullet, too.
That floating arrow that Mary Poppins man had.
Yondu.
Yondu, yeah.
Yeah, that's what she is, basically, except she's bigger and stronger. And
You don't have to
Flying
worry.
arrow, the
And-
person.
And if you whistle at her, she's really gonna hate. She's really gonna hate that.
Well, what do you think about Captain Marvel and Thanos, that one fight?
That's horrible. Like, he had the gauntlet on. That's what I was bitching about earlier.
You're right.
The gauntlet.
She shouldn't have been able to stop a gauntlet.
Yeah, she shouldn't have been able to stop him anyway, because having him like try to headbutt her, even whatever gauntlet aside, it just kind of takes away from like Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, who are all struggling against him. She's just like, "Fuck you, you can't headbutt."
In
me."
Infinity War, it took 6 people to try to get the gauntlet off of her. So
Yeah.
6 Avengers to 1 Captain Marvel.
Yep.
That makes sense for the character. It's stupid.
Yeah,
I don't like
it's-
it.
Yeah,
but,
I just don't like the character.
She is very overpowered.
but it's cool that Thanos
Yeah.
thought ahead. He's like, I'm just gonna take the stone out of the gauntlet and smash you with it.
Right.
I liked that to get her off.
I like that. That move was cool too. I like that.
It shows that he's intelligent.
Let's talk about what this character was the saddest part about this movie for me, and that is Thanos. Because Infinity War spent so much time developing him, and
think
to
so,
lose
too.
him to the extent that we did in this one,
Minutes.
kind of sat wrong with me.
Me too.
I think
Yeah.
you just nailed what was off. Like what put me off of this movie is there was no villain for about 3/4 of it.
It didn't get good until he came back.
I would argue that too.
And even then, it was a little weird because when Thanos in Infinity War had like this divine purpose, and he was very focused, and he was very he was
Spiritual journey.
yeah, and he could have killed he cubed and ribboned Mantis and that
Drax.
Batista.
Oh God, his hero
Yeah.
stance, his entrance was fucking terrible.
Oh yeah, he was really not in. That was right after they fired James Gunn, and he was like, I quit. But he could have killed people during that movie. He didn't. He instead he let him come back when he left, and he decided to kill him later with his snap.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, but-
Like he had kind of this purpose.
Yeah. But in
Yeah.
the final fight, the 2014 Thanos, he had no idea what he was doing.
Yeah, and it was kind of weird. He was like, it wasn't. I didn't feel like it was satisfying that they killed him because that was not the Thanos you dealt with. You killed him in the beginning.
Yeah.
This was some more he even says
He's retired.
yeah. Well, in Infinity War, he's like, I'm just doing this. This is my job. I'm gonna snap whatever. And in this one, he's like, I'm gonna love tearing your planet apart. And you're like,
The disconnect
it's a
in
different
between
character.
2014 Thanos and 2018 Thanos felt marginally bigger than I thought it would. To your point,
Yeah.
Do you remember Thanos in Guardians of the Galaxy?
No,
He
no,
was
no.
just-
I think he means in this movie.
In this movie.
Okay.
The end Thanos and the Thanos we got in Infinity War.
Oh.
The dichotomy
Gotcha.
between that Thanos
Yeah.
and the Thanos that comes back from 2014 to this movie to Endgame, and now we're into time travel.
Mm-hmm.
And when that Thanos comes back, he's just like, "Give me the stones. I'm here."
Yeah, I was telling Danielle that it would have been
I'm just mad.
It would have gone a lot more for me if I would have got another Thanos speech before the final battle, restating his spiritual journey, what
Right.
he's trying to accomplish.
Well, the 2014 Thanos is from Guardians of the Galaxy, and his main character goal is to just let Ronan give the stone to him. That's what he does. He lets other people give him shit.
Yeah.
That's true. At that
He
point, he
didn't
wasn't
have
really
the point
good.
Yeah.
to
'Cause that-
grab the gauntlet and
You
say,
know what?
I'll just do it myself.
That's the thing. You're right. That happens at the end of Guardians,
Yeah.
and this takes place right as Guardians is going. So maybe he's just he hasn't resolved to just do it all
No,
himself.
he doesn't have a plan yet. He's like,
he
I
still
need to
has his
gather
minions.
these stones.
yeah,
Yeah,
and that's what makes me sad because
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
You know,
Thanos.
I liked it because the Thanos in Infinity War, his arc's over. Once Infinity War was done, he was done because his mission was accomplished. The last thing he had to do was turn all the stones to dust, to atoms, and then he's like, whatever, I don't give a fuck. Do whatever you want
I think
to me.
John's point, what he's looking for is just that mission statement to happen from 2014 2014 Thanos, instead of just being like, I love destroying worlds now.
Right.
Like, that wasn't his point, was not to just destroy this whole world.
But even in
Like, that wasn't even his point, like, at any point.
But even like the flashback from Infinity War where he was destroying Gamora's planet, he seemed more like that kind of sensitive.
Until the end.
Well, and he still didn't even care. He didn't care who died on that planet, though. He just wanted to
Just
randomly
half
kill
of
half.
them. Yeah.
He didn't give a shit.
Right.
But that was pre him getting the Infinity Stones anyway.
And there was kind of a cool fan theory
think-
that once he got the Soul Stone, he like felt everyone and he was more like subdued or something. I heard that one, and I don't know.
Is that why he cried when he came up out of the kiddie pool? That thing? Yeah.
No, he was just sad about Gamora.
I think the main reason why he wants to destroy Earth is because
He's
well,
peeved.
his
No,
main
he's
goal was to
pissed.
destroy half the population. But if all of these fucking Avengers are gonna destroy what happens to him, he's like, well, fuck this. I'm just gonna destroy this entire planet. Just
Well,
to get this, just to kibosh this circumstance.
I didn't like the new mission statement where he's. I get where that fits in the story in this movie, but him saying, "I'm just going to destroy all life and create my own," where you guys don't have a memory of the previous life. I'm just like, okay,
that felt cheap to me too, because it was kind of like, this is how we're gonna up the stakes. Like, you don't need to do that. If he gets the fucking gauntlet, it's over again. Like,
Well,
he's just gonna
I
kill
think
everybody.
that's the problem. That's part of the problem I had with it was they did such a good job building Thanos as a villain in Infinity War.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he was. I mean, they've done a really good. They did a really good job with villains all last year. I mean, look at Black Panther. Killmonger was a very relatable villain.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Thanos comes in. You can see why he's got a definitive statement. This is why I'm doing it, and I'm doing it to actually save people because this is the only way I think we can do it. Okay.
And then Ewan McGregor from Captain Marvel.
Well, I wasn't even caring about
The
that.
best villain ever.
And it was definitely Jude Law, but that's cool.
Oh, whatever.
I was trying to come up with
That was 2018. I'm talking about 2017.
That was a different
2019?
timeline.
No, 2019. 2017 was... Didn't they have Spider-Man that year, too?
Yeah, with Vulture.
And Vulture was a
Vulture
very...
was awesome.
And,
Vulture was a great villain.
Helena or Hela.
Hela? Hela was
Yeah,
okay,
she was
whatever.
pretty good, too.
But that was... I mean... Thor Ragnarok was a beast of all its own.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
kind
that's
of,
a good one.
like, as they went on, they kind of were
What-
getting criticized for villains and music, and they fixed it all. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree.
in
They've kinda-
2017, or
Yeah.
in those last 3-4 movies, and then they did Captain Marvel with... it's set in the 90s. Like, those people are going to fucking die. There's no stakes.
Yeah.
and I think just the narrative
That's what
switch.
I never understood about setting prequels and stuff.
Remember payphones?
Yeah, great. Blockbuster video. Yeah.
Game Boy, randomly
This
on the
one's-
ledge.
This
Like,
one's
really, a
set in
Game Boy.
90s.
That was the one that pissed me off, was the Game Boy. It was like, really? A Game Boy sitting on top of a payphone? Fuck off.
No one would have
Sorry.
left that
that-
Game Boy there.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I just think the narrative switch from Thanos driven to Avengers driven really didn't sit. It bothered me more than I wanted to admit.
You know what? I'm actually anxious to watch this right after Infinity War and see how well it coalesces as one long movie.
I did
instead
that.
of-
Opening day, I watched Infinity War Thursday morning, and then I went Thursday night. And
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
I
want no gap between them at all. I just want to watch. I
you
wanna
want
watch
6 hours of
I wanna
nothing.
Watch 5.5 hours of Marvel movies, and I want to see how it works together.
yeah,
Whatever. We've all watched the extended versions of Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
That's true.
So, like,
yeah, all of us.
Yeah.
Jake.
Yeah, bro.
But I mean, those are. I mean, if I can sit through 4.5 hours of Return of the King, I can probably sit through 5.5 hours of Avengers.
That's true.
Have we covered kind of our main cast?
The main
We
cast
got
that didn't
Avengers.
Talk
turn
about
to
Hulk a
dust.
little bit.
Yeah, we
What
talked
about Groot? Did he do anything?
No.
No.
We talked
Shit
about
was
Thor.
maybe.
We talked about all those guys.
Yep.
So
okay.
let's jump ahead here to
The guys who come back from the dust.
let's talk about the last scene, the fight, the big battle. So for me, it was cool to see all this come back at once, but I wanted a lot more of it.
I wish it would have been like an hour and a half long battle.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you wanted a fucking Game of Thrones episode?
No.
Yeah. Well, not
No
better,
more.
a little more
Never
lighter.
again.
I wanted.
So literally, you get one giant fight scene that kicks it off, and we kind of go off in these tangents, which
No.
is fine, but they're too short.
That's what we had in Infinity War. It was this giant fucking bad guy legion
Yeah, and
coming.
that wasn't long enough either.
Yeah, but this was something completely different because it was a goal. They had a goal instead of a big battle. They just had to get the Infinity Gauntlet into the quantum
Infinity
realm.
War
And that's
technically
what they're
had
trying to
two
do.
awesome battles going on at once. We had the one on Wakanda, and we had the one
In
on
space.
In
on
space.
On Titan.
And they were both epic. We had this one giant one
I
here.
would not say the Titan battle was epic.
Oh.
There
No, it was
Titan-
cool
Titan
when
battle.
six
It
people were trying to get
It
it.
had some cool moments, yeah, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't say it's not. It wasn't even close to the scale.
The Wakanda battle, didn't work for me.
I didn't like that either.
Yeah, I thought the Titan
interesting.
battle.
Hey,
was
let's
way
shoot these
cool.
spike discs.
Yeah,
Run
that's-
away.
Yeah.
What really bothered me was all the gadgets and shit that they pulled out. Instead of like just
Mm-hmm.
being like, let's watch these super strong people fight these super strong monsters and see what the fuck happens.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like we were talking about this with the last Game of Thrones episode, and I don't want to rehash things,
yeah.
but I compare every epic battle to the Battle of Helm's Deep
Yeah.
in Lord of the Rings,
As
too.
you should.
Because that is
a good one.
it's a quintessential epic battle
Yeah.
where you never lose this whole scope of the battle, but it breaks it down into smaller parts, and those smaller parts feel like the stakes are important. We have to hold this door, otherwise we'll get overrun. We have to shoot this one guy before he blows a hole in the fucking wall. We have to do this, and if we don't do any of these things, all of it will crumble.
Yeah, we have to move the gauntlet before
Yes.
fucking Earth gets blown up.
That maybe
Okay.
takes, 20 minutes?
Yes.
20 minutes is a good fight.
So
What I'm saying
I would
is,
disagree.
I don't know. I kind of felt so. There's 3 fights that are kind of like this. So there's Infinity War, there's Endgame, and there's Civil War. Which is the best one? Do you guys?
Civil War.
Yeah, Civil War is the
By
best
far,
one.
yeah.
And I was thinking about this,
But that's because every single person is someone you know. So
Yeah,
that's
every
not
single
fair.
person
everyone's someone you
has a
know,
point.
but
Yeah.
also they're
That too.
in Civil War they're showing off their skill sets and powers more when they're fighting each other. In this one, when I'm watching it again, I did go back and watch it in slow mo. Don't ask me how I did that. It's a lot of punching and stabbing, and not a lot of like. I mean, there's Wanda going after Thanos and using her unclear power or whatever. But there's not a lot of like
her
whatever
thing
she
she
does. She could have given him a nightmare, but there's not a lot of like individual powers being used. It's more like I can hit you really hard, and to that effect, Mantis is on the front line like
there's
3
no
fucking times.
Yeah.
way she's doing
Yeah.
anything.
No.
They
She
show
should have
her
been dead
stabbing
s-
someone just to be like,
No
guys,
way.
it makes sense.
So going back to hour and a half point, or maybe it's a little bit extended, but what we got, I would appreciate more let's see this person team up with this person during a fight scene. Let's see this person team up with another person during a fight
Yeah,
scene.
Yeah, all the
Absolutely.
women, right? Your favorite part.
Well,
But they didn't even
if
team up.
even if they did that, and showed it here's 3 of them fighting this thing, and we have to if they would have showed them here, someone has to take down this Thanos child, someone has to take down this Thanos child,
yeah.
right?
But instead, they just kind of
Instead,
get
they just was
fucking
like-
ganked randomly.
But that wasn't the goal. That wasn't the goal of the fight.
understand.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is they could have set up stakes like that throughout this whole thing, and all of a sudden all they set up was move this forward.
smash
Plus,
your
as-
action
as-
figures.
as-
together.
Because I don't know if you know how wars work, but at
Yeah.
first it was just this big Thanos army versus Captain America. And then all of these portals open up, so then it's just one team versus another. They don't have a plan. They're just gonna kick the fuck out of each other.
I'm nitpicking when I talk about any of this because that was my favorite fucking scene. I loved that because it was like a moving comic panel. You see like Ant-Man punches the giant thing from the first Avengers. And
great.
I tell you
like,
what, it was a giant. When they show the first with all the flying people that come in and
Yeah,
all the ground
it's like
people
a
that are
splash
running,
page. It's cool.
you know what it was? It was the opening to the X-Men cartoon.
Oh yeah,
It was the opening to the X-Men cartoon.
yeah, basically.
And I loved that scene, that visual
It
was
is
great.
Yeah, and I like the visual of Captain America standing on one side with the light over him, and then on the other side you got Thanos' army coming in. That was pretty cool.
Did you see Howard the Duck come in with
Yeah,
a gun?
Oh, yeah.
That looked amazing.
Yeah, he just had a gun.
As
randomly.
as superhero fanboys, though, there's nothing more rewarding to see somebody's full powers come into balancing off another character's full powers in a fight scene. We
Yeah.
got a little bit of that, but to my point, not enough.
So we go to the original Avengers where it's Thor versus Iron Man versus Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great fucking fight. But this time it's those 3 versus Thanos for a good 5-minute stretch.
I
That was
liked
good.
that
I liked
part.
it.
Yeah, I
like
liked
that
it
part.
too.
Yeah, that was
I
But you know
wanted-
why I like that? Because they broke it down. It was just the stakes are that those
Yeah.
3 are fighting Thanos.
And then they remember parts from that original, and they have Thor strike Iron Man with lightning, and they
Right.
shoot.
Yeah.
So you
at
have
him.
your worthless scrubs do your fighting in the background, and you have your main highlighted heroes
Yeah.
that you want to see duke it
Well,
out.
we got that.
Not enough. The children of Thanos were smooshed.
Right.
Yeah, I would
They
have
got
liked
murked
more.
real hard.
Like, no one cared about those people in this movie at all.
You remember
Yeah.
how OP the one child was that can move
Yeah,
stuff?
Evan Maw, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got
did
taken
nothing.
down real fast.
I
Yeah,
don't
they
remember
just
what happened.
stabbed him.
They just stabbed him with a bunch of shit.
He had the gauntlet for a while, and then Peter Parker just comes through and just grabs it really
Yeah.
quick and just.
And then he got stabbed by Black Panther. Or
I thought he got
something, right?
dusted.
I
think I remember him getting
he lived
dusted.
through the whole thing. The
Yeah.
one person that
So then
randomly
why
got
didn't
killed.
he affect that battle any more
Yeah,
than he did?
right.
Not at all.
He's too far away.
When the women
okay,
charge
that's
at
what all
Thanos'
these dumb
army,
fights
like,
do.
Michonne just like randomly stabs that fucking like
Michonne.
guy with the whatever.
McCoy, but that's right.
McCoy. She just like walks over and just like stabs that dude from the first one. I'm like, whoa, he's dead. What the fuck?
Well, that was easy.
And she like flips him over her body like, what the fuck?
I should've done
We
this
are the
first.
Walking Dead. Stab.
What do you
Like,
got?
we didn't even see like Teen Groot, like where Groot
Yeah.
kills like 20 people.
We saw that.
See,
It was in there. It was
would've
short,
been cool
but
if
yeah.
they would have done some of like the faction stuff. Like if Guardians of the Galaxy, they would have shown them all together and just like go, we have to take this flank or we have to do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah,
they
that's
show
true.
Captain America and Bucky, and then they show.
Yeah,
I don't.
More Rocket and Bucky.
They should Rocket.
Yeah,
Well, they
should
showed that
Rocket
in
and
Infinity
Bucky.
War.
Yeah, but
So they don't need to show it again.
Bring it up,
They
bring it up.
briefly do show Rocket and Bucky like firing guns, which like
That's the thing. I think so much shit happens that it's kind of hard to focus on every single individual
You know
fight.
what? It felt kind of like. Do you remember Ready Player One? The battle scene at the end.
That's a good.
It
Yeah.
felt like that.
That's a good
where there was
reference
just
point.
too much. It was too much going on right away, and like not enough. Like there were not enough focal points.
This is going to be a better movie to watch at home because you can go and look at every single individual
I'm not
fight.
saying that. What I'm saying is there were not enough focal points during this whole battle.
And like
There were though.
to me, it would have been better if pay your homage to the Marvel universe by highlighting some of these fights during the war instead of going back and revisiting scenes we've already seen. Give me some new material.
Right.
I to Jake's point, I really liked some of the time travel stuff.
Yeah, I think
I
there was
liked
a.
what they did with the original Avengers. I liked what they like those guys going back. I did not necessarily like the 70s stuff. That just felt a little like we have to give not Cap, but we have to give
Iron Man.
Yeah, Iron Man a
Yeah.
little bit more story.
Yeah,
before
it's like,
before
he has a
nail it.
closure with his dad.
Yeah, and that's
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
exactly like as
That's
soon
what
as,
that
as,
whole
soon as he
thing
meets
was.
his dad, you're just like, oh, he's gonna fucking die.
Sure.
The 70s was only meant to know that Captain America knows where Peggy is, and that Iron Man could talk to his dad and have closure. That's it.
Personally, if it would have been an extra hour of fighting instead of the extra hour of time travel,
Oh Jesus!
I would have been much
No,
happier.
I would not like
Time
that
travel
at
was
all.
drag, and I was ready to.
think
I
it
didn't
could've
think so
been-
at all.
But if you put too much fight in there, that's gonna drag.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
what
Then
I
it's just
was-
like get it
that's-
over
yeah.
with.
But
I feel
20
like
minutes
the,
to an hour have been okay.
I felt like the movie was just too long in general. You guys kind of
No, it flew by for me.
dragging. Oh, really?
Because the movie was 3 different fucking things. It
Yeah.
was like this funeral procession for like half an hour,
That took
and then it was
way
time
too
travel
long.
for like an hour, hour and a half. Then it was a battle for a fucking hour.
They were acting like Robert Downey Jr. is not going to get work again. Like, come on.
Battle
Doctor
wasn't-
Doolittle remake.
Such a,
Battle wasn't even an hour. It was
Thank
20
God.
minutes, and then it was
Yeah.
repercussions.
Yeah, they really like okay. So let's talk about the aftermath thing a little bit. Did you like what they did with the whole putting? Well, we talked a little bit about Cap already.
Yeah.
We all agree that was pretty okay.
Yep.
Right.
I like that a lot.
Can I talk about the end of the fight before we stop the fight?
Yeah.
Sure.
Where it's Iron Man versus Thanos, and magically Iron Man's able to get all the stones out of the gauntlet without taking the gauntlet off.
You know what?
Yeah,
I
he
like
didn't do-
this.
I thought he
Hold on.
didn't do that,
Explain
though.
that.
Let me explain.
Please,
This.
Okay, go ahead.
because I was confused.
Do you know how easily like he can just like go like that and it slaps on his hand.
He changed
slaps
he
it.
changed armor with him.
And it-
He didn't.
Then in
Steal the
Infinity
stones.
War, why not do that instead of try to take the whole fucking gauntlet off?
His
Because
crap.
it was
Well,
was
that's
actually
what-
It
So-
was a Stark
It was his.
created
Yeah,
thing.
they were both made out. I assume they were both made out of nanomachines, so he could transfer the stones to his hand instead. And he didn't take the glove because you saw him come up his arm, and he's
Yep.
like, which should have killed him based on everything else we've seen in the movie. Whatever. Yeah, I think he just like transferred them over, and then when
Yeah,
Thanos was like, "I'm in it," I was like, "Dude, you don't have the fucking stones, bro.
Right.
Like we all fucking know.
Yeah,
Everyone
we
in the
knew
theater
it.
knows."
No, see, I didn't question that because that's
It's a
exactly
Stark-
why I'm like,
it's a
dude,
Stark
it's Stark
created
technology.
thing.
It's
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah, it went so fast for me that I didn't even know what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
I was okay with that.
I was like,
knew it was
okay,
gonna
he's
happen.
got him now. Okay.
You know, it's like what Disney's Robin Hood, where you're like, he kisses,
Right.
kisses all the jewels off his ring.
That's pretty good.
They're mine now.
Back to the repercussions. So we talked about Iron Man. We talked about Captain America. How'd you guys feel about everybody, where everybody else? Like Sam getting the American shield. How'd you guys feel about that?
Very
like
weird.
it. I
Very
don't like it.
random.
That's weird.
I-
What happened? Like I thought Bucky was
Bucky
supposed
should
to
have been.
get it.
I was really thinking
Bucky's a
this.
terrorist.
Like
Like,
Bucky's
he's
been
reformed.
gypped out
Again,
of this
yeah.
like 4 times now because Captain America was supposed
Yeah.
to die a few movies ago.
The only thing
lived.
that stopped Captain America from killing Captain America was whispering Bucky.
Yeah.
And he gives
He
it
has
to
so
Sam,
much. Yeah.
and he gives it to Sam.
Uh-huh.
That's what I didn't understand that at all. I honestly thought that Sam was gonna be like, it feels like it doesn't fit very well, and then give it to Bucky.
And then he's like, "Here, let Bucky try."
Yeah,
I will
that's
say-
what I thought was gonna happen, and they didn't. I was just like, what the fuck?
This makes me more excited for the Disney Plus show, Falcon and Winter
Yeah.
Soldier.
I'm not
what? Fuck
excited.
I
that
am.
noise.
I really am.
Oh, no.
It's gonna be like a Lethal Weapon
no,
MCU
No, it's
show.
not.
Yeah,
because
it
they're
is.
not gonna make it that cool.
I don't know.
They
What kind
will.
of, depends what kind of budget they have, but
It's gonna be dumb, and I don't like Falcon as a character.
in the
anyway.
comics, Falcon is Captain America for a while, but in the movies, he's not a great character. He's just
Falcon
kinda
as
there.
Danny Glover. Lethal Weapon. It's gonna be great.
I don't think it is.
It's gonna be the best.
They can't swear.
No, that's not important to me. They
you think
said
of that?
ass in Endgame.
What'd you think
So
of that?
what's gonna happen to Falcon since he doesn't have any like super strength? He's
That's
just
what
gonna
I'm
fly
saying.
everywhere.
Right.
That's,
He
there's
does
no.
I have the shield so I can't get hurt.
Like
Boing.
the comic Falcon Captain America has the wings and has the shield and everything, and it's fine, I guess. And maybe they give him a serum. I don't
It's
fucking
cool.
know.
Whatever. I
Nobody
care.
really
At least give
worries
him a
about
serum.
it.
He's deserved.
They don't have any more serum.
Let's get back to what we mentioned earlier.
How?
How do you guys feel
Time
about
travel, get it.
Oh, yeah, shit.
how do you
You
feel,
should have come back like, here's your shield, here's the steroids I used to get buff. Like, fuck yeah.
Bam,
I'll take this from you, Stanley Tucci. Thanks.
I need this. I'm not Captain America anymore.
how'd you feel about the Thor and Guardians team up and ending?
I am not looking forward to that.
No, I'm gonna love as Guardians of the Galaxy. That's gonna be amazing.
I
It's
liked
gonna be
it.
good.
I liked it in Infinity War, but I
Yeah.
thought it was good as a one-off. I don't know if I liked it.
When I saw it in Infinity War, I said I am more than happy to have a movie of this, and I'm glad.
Yeah,
that it looks like it's gonna
I
happen.
liked it.
Who knows how long Thor's gonna stay with them?
I wonder
That's
how long
true.
that comedy shtick.
That's what it's gonna get old
Because
fast.
the jokes in this movie got old fast for me.
Yeah,
See, they didn't get old for me at all.
Those ones got old fast for me.
I didn't
Sure.
think so. I don't know.
A lot of the Marvel shtick I was kind of worn out on by the end of this movie.
Well, because it felt weird in this movie because it was like the tone was a little weird.
It was all over. It was all over
It was
the place.
kind of all over the
Now,
place.
but the thing is, it was a welcome shift after the whole dour 30 minutes of the beginning, where it's. I like that they added some comedy in there, and I think you have to have a character like Ant-Man in there that just does stupid slapsticky stuff, just to break up the monotony.
Yeah, and they kind of have a formula with these. Like you kind of expect like, boom, 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 boom. Here's the joke. Boom. You know.
I just don't know why it
that's
didn't land with
it
me this
worked.
time. I'm not sure if there was too much or they just
Because there's like so much of every single type of MCU movie just conjoined into one.
Right.
But the
And
comedy-
different types of humor, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and none of them really landed for me.
Oh, really? See,
Yeah,
like
which was
that was
unfortunate.
that was
Like
the
the
opposite for me.
Like the Thor fat shock was good, but like
you didn't like Korg and
No, you
what's
said you
what's
did.
the other one?
Korg and Meek.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, Meek.
good.
Yeah.
I think it was like Downey or Robert Downey's timing with his jokes was like, okay, we've seen Iron Man do his shtick.
Oh, yeah.
Well, but
10
that's
years.
because that's because Iron Man and Captain America are a little played out.
Yeah.
So I guess after Endgame, do you really care that much about the MCU, about anything that happens as much as
It's
you did
really hard to say
beforehand?
because we have nothing to go off.
They're
of.
really gonna
Yeah.
have to build me up again.
Yep.
I'm excited about Far From Home. I will say
was
that.
telling
I
Yeah,
Daniel
but that's the
this-
end of this phase, right?
I like
It's-
Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was
I
telling
love
Daniel this
Spider-Man.
I'm okay to take a breather because like this storyline has been in my head for the last 6 years, and now that it's over, I can breathe because it's not on my radar of things to look for, and I'm okay with a fresh start. And give me some new material like Detective Pikachu in 2 weeks, and I'll be over Endgame.
Now,
Okay.
so my assumption, and you guys can weigh in on this, is that they're going to go heavy on space.
Oh,
In
definitely.
the next MC,
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
the
it
next
seems
phase,
that
right?
way.
Not much.
So who do they peg as the big bad that they're going to build up to?
That I don't know.
Galactus.
more.
It's
I
gonna
guess
have to be
Galactus.
Galactus,
Yeah.
right?
Because you
And
got
bring in the final-
Fantastic
and bring-
Four,
yeah.
probably.
And they're bring Fantastic Four because they have the rights to that now, and you can
Yeah.
bring in X-Men because X-Men helped
Doctor
fight
Doom.
Galactus, and you bring
And
Doctor Doom.
Dr.
you
Doom.
bring-
Back Doctor Doom back.
See, that's what I'm more excited about in the MCU now. Is I want a good X-Men movie. I want a good Fantastic Four movie, and I think we might get them.
They've said X-Men won't come for at least 5 years.
Yeah,
think
But
that's
they've
right.
said nothing about Fantastic
Which is
Four.
okay. X-Men can take a break.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I feel like if they have the properties and they're gonna do it, I feel like the next phase is gonna be very Fantastic Four related because Fantastic Four is like a weird, like spacey, otherworldly
It can
thing,
be.
and I think it would work well with like Doctor Strange and Captain Marvel because if you've got like weird shit going on with Fantastic Four, like reality bending, whatever, maybe you can neuter Captain Marvel a little bit and make her usable in the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of cool I feel like they're not. Do you guys think they're gonna do more Avengers movies? I don't.
I
don't
think that
either.
I think if they do, it'll be new Avengers. But I think that they might call it Avengers, but it'll be 5 years down the road.
New Avengers,
Yeah.
Young Avengers, West Coast
We already
Avengers.
know,
They have
like-
a lot of different types.
We know there's an Elementals movie coming, right?
Eternals.
Eternals, yeah.
Yes.
That's gonna go space
With
heavy
Angelina
like
Jolie
crazy.
and
Ugh.
Kumail
Oh, yeah.
Nanjiani.
That's gonna be
Okay.
weird.
Yeah. I don't even know what they do. I have
Give
no
me
idea.
one more. Yeah, give me something I don't know. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
be surprised.
But I kind of feel like the next phase is gonna be more like team ups instead of like everyone coming together. So like there's
And I
a
might be
Fantastic
okay with
Four
that.
I
movie,
might be
and
okay
here's
with that,
Spider-Man because he has a lot of history with
Yes,
them.
he does, 'cause
they
I mean,
mix
they-
them up. Yeah.
Close-
So
Some
we're talking about the movies. You guys don't care about Disney Plus TV shows at all.
Mandalorian maybe, but not anything.
Well,
Marvel so
that's
far.
Star. Okay.
I haven't dug into it enough to actually care about stuff.
Because they're
I-
making WandaVision, which is set in the 50s
Fuck
with
that.
Scarlet Witch
that
and
seems
Vision.
dumb. That's
Fuck
stupid.
that movie.
They have a Thor
Or
TV
whatever it
show,
is.
That seems dumb too.
What?
which I think is going to be based on him stealing the Tesseract from 2012 and going in time to fuck
You mean
with other
Loki.
shit.
You mean
Oh, the Loki
What'd I
thing.
say?
Thor.
Thor.
Oh, sorry, Loki.
Oh yeah, that's what
sorry.
I assumed it was too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they have
Okay.
Falcon and Winter Soldier,
care
which they
about
talk.
that
See,
in
that's
the
my
slightest.
that's what I'm looking most
Don't care
forward
about
to.
that in the
I'm
slightest.
looking most forward to.
And then they have Hawkeye.
There's
about
another
that
one.
in
I think it's animated. I'm not sure, but it's Marvel What If.
Yeah.
And they're gonna basically take the MCU and do divergent points on like what would happen if. I think one
Is
of
that
them.
just going to be like a?
It's-
How do they make
it's
that
li-
into a weekly?
It's like the Animatrix.
Yeah,
That's what that
okay.
reminds
Yeah.
me of.
And I think one of them, which I'm excited for, they've announced or they were talking about possibly showing Captain America returning the stones. I want
Yeah.
to see him meet Red Skull.
I do
should've-
too. That's
that
the only
should've
one I
been-
care about.
Yeah, that should have been the post credits or something.
Because I don't know
would've
how
been
that
awesome.
fucking works.
Yeah, exactly.
He comes in and he goes, "Here's the stone. See ya." Wah, wah.
Because they can't fight because he's just a fucking ghost thing.
Right.
So
No one, did anyone
know.
try to touch him in these movies? He
No.
might be corporeal. I don't know.
It's hard to say they can go anywhere really,
Yeah.
and they have a brand. I feel like they have a brand new slate to go wherever they
But
want.
yeah, I feel like the TV shows are going to be old MCU, and all the movies are going to be like new shit that we have not even touched on
I
yet.
can see that
I
too.
honestly think it's going to be a little oversaturated.
It's
Think so?
It's already starting
already
to get
is.
there.
No,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, I think Disney Plus is going to be oversaturated with new Marvel shows,
Well,
like
just-
and new Star Wars shows.
Just like with Netflix had Iron Fist and Luke
Yeah.
Cage and all that
Even that was
stuff.
too much.
But-
I couldn't do it.
But they
I didn't
didn't. They
either,
didn't
yeah.
plan those until Daredevil hit.
Yeah.
Daredevil, all 3 seasons are great.
The good thing about the Disney Plus shows is that they're going to be 6-episode arcs and then done.
Oh,
No, see,
not
that's
bad.
okay.
Yeah,
that's
better.
so they're doing the more the British style. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm okay.
because-
Now I'm
yeah.
going to be on board with some of
The,
that.
That's why I'm excited about
The
it.
Netflix ones, every single Netflix Marvel thing lasted like
Yeah,
3
13
too long.
episodes.
3 too many
So
episodes.
shitty,
It was
yeah.
really bad. Yeah.
The good thing is we know that Marvel is. I feel like with what you guys are discussing, they know how to do an origin movie. Maybe we're gonna get away from that now. So they know these team ups ideas are gonna sell better. I think than
I think they will because
First
I
time
think
you-
people are done with Origins.
we
Yeah.
did that for 10 years.
Yep.
And then
that's
beyond-
that's
and
why I liked Spider-Man Homecoming so much. Is it wasn't just like here.
I
You're
will-
Spider-Man. I don't give a fuck.
I will say,
You're
like,
already there.
the sequels that they have on the docket that I'm guessing they're going to make. Like, they'll make a Doctor Strange 2, and they'll make a Black
gonna make a
Panther
Doctor
2.
Stranger 2?
I bet they will. I bet they will.
They'll make a Black Panther too because it
Yeah.
makes so
Oh,
much
yeah.
fucking money.
But I don't know if I care about those that much. Just because I didn't care about the originals that much.
Nope.
So for me, I would rather see some of the characters that I do care about in 6-episode arcs than I would about sequels.
Falcon?
That's gonna be amazing. I think that's gonna be so good. That's gonna be an action comedy, buddy
It just
comedy.
depends what they
shtick.
do. WandaVision, I
I'm
will
not
not
there for
watch.
it at
I'm
all.
boycotting WandaVision.
Wait, and how are they
I
gonna
don't like
have Vision in the '60s or in the '50s if he got created by Tony Stark? And
You better pay
No,
$7 a month and find out.
Hey,
well, I'm gonna.
Infinity
I have a
shenanigans.
kid.
They have all the stones, man. They can do whatever they want.
All right, so instead of playing these what ifs, let's bring it back to Endgame.
Thank you.
And
All right.
I think we've said enough, right?
You're probably right.
We've said a lot.
I
Okay.
said too
Unless
many
anybody
things.
has any other things they want to talk about that they can think of.
Let's give some
No.
final thoughts and reviews.
Yeah, let's just
here.
go into the reviews.
Star ratings?
Star ratings.
All right.
Who would like to kick it off?
I'll go just because I think I'm kind of a. I might be
Nice
split-
middle
I might-
ground?
I might be splitting.
I think so too.
Despite the flaws that I pointed out, all that stuff was after I had watched it and really enjoyed it, and it's me thinking back and nitpicking all this shit because no matter what I say, at the end of the day, they turned a 3-hour movie into something I really enjoyed in the theater, and I thought it was a fitting end to the MCU. I didn't like every single part of it, but I thought it was extremely well made. The character arcs were good for the most part. I liked a lot of the stuff they did, and the humor, unlike John, landed for me. I gave it a 4.
Nice.
That's good.
Okay, I'll go next. When I walked out of the theater, I just couldn't believe that they pulled off what they did. There were a couple things that I didn't like Captain Marvel felt like she didn't need to be in this movie whatsoever, but what do you do? And there are a couple things that didn't need to be in here, but for as many things as they crammed into this 3-hour movie and they fucking worked for me, it shocked me and I didn't think it was possible. And I think on my MCU ranking, I ranked it number 2. Nice. It might go down lower. Civil War is my favorite. Mm-hmm. This is my second favorite. And I rated it a 4.5 out of 5, just like I did Civil War.
Nice.
Like I said, there's a little bit of nitpicks that make it not a perfect movie for me, but it's a fitting ending to these 23 movies, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
All right, let me knock out some 2 that are not here. Danielle wanted to weigh in that she gave it a 2 out of 5. She did not care for this movie.
Wow. Critic.
Brent was a 3 out of 5.
That's insane.
Yeah, he wasn't too thrilled when leaving the movie theater. For me, like I said earlier, I was kind of bored, unfortunately, for a majority of this movie. The things I wanted to see, I didn't get enough of, and Thanos being so prevalent in the first one, I just really missed his narrative and his story arc, how it played out in this one, and I just didn't hit all the marks that the first Infinity War did for me, and Infinity War was just so good for me because of the narrative it took. This was a 3.5 for me.
Okay, yeah. I felt like I enjoyed the movie a lot when I got out of the theater. I think because it ended on such a high note, it just kind of hits you in the face in the last hour, or when it leads up to the battle, whatever. The scene when the portals start coming out, I fucking loved that. I was like, oh fuck, this is crazy. And then when they were all smashing into each other, as much as you can look at that and be like, well, it's not great, whatever. But there's so many characters on screen, you see little side characters and everyone just hitting each other, whatever. It's fucking cool. I enjoyed that part. I agree with John. I got bored around the heist. I thought it just dragged out a little too much. When I left the theater, I was riding pretty high at a 4.5. I watched a second time. I drove it down to a 3.5 as well. I'm kind of...
Whole star, huh?
Yeah, whole star. It kind of feels like watching 3 movies at times. It kind of feels like the... Taika Waititi and James Gunn, I feel like they had some kind of influence on their characters. I feel like they did. I was mentioning that I felt like it was directed by a few different people. That's kind of what I feel like. That the Fat Thor scene when they first see him as a gamer or whatever, that was so clearly Taika Waititi had his fingers all up in that.
That's why. Sorry,
which is good. I mean, that's fine.
That's why I liked it so much.
It's just kind of weird. I gave it 3.5. I'm pretty solid on that. Infinity War for me is a 5, by the way.
Nice.
See,
Civil War 2.
I had Infinity War at 5, so this was hard. No one wanted to see this movie do better than me. When you finish a movie like Thanos does at the end of Infinity War, that's my favorite villain. It worked, which is why it was hard for me. It was a good movie, but mine dropped after the second watch too. I left the theater at a 4.5, and mine's right at a 4. I think it did a good job. It had a lot of good storyline. It had a lot to do. Jake, I completely agree with a lot of your input on this, but John, I think you hit it exactly how I feel. It just, that Thanos story and his narrative just wasn't as powerful as in Infinity War. And I don't know if that's even fair to compare, but that's where I have to do on this one. It wasn't a powerful enough movie like Infinity Wars was for me.
That's why it's not Infinity War Part 2.
And
it's Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah. And Jake, that's why it's at a 4.
And Infinity War kind of just goes. Infinity War
you're lucky. I really
strong.
wanted to put it at a 3.5.
Well, Infinity War is just boom, boom, boom. Here you fucking go. He fucking did it.
Well,
and this one kind of,
I think it speaks to the development they put into Thanos. Thanos is far more interesting to me than playing 90% of the Avengers in this movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So real
I'd
quick,
look it up too.
So real quick stats. Metacritic for Avengers Endgame ended at 78. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 95% with audience at 90. And its first opening weekend was $357 million,
Ridiculous.
and its budget was $356.
What's it
Okay.
sitting at right now, John?
So hold on. You realize 357 million would have put it at like third place overall in our summer movie competition last year.
Just that
Yeah.
1 week.
Yeah.
In one weekend.
It's crazy.
That's like a 4-day weekend.
That's
Well,
nuts.
worldwide it made $1.2
Yeah,
billion
$1 billion
dollars.
already.
Yeah.
Insane.
Domestic
Shit's
gross
crazy.
right now is $473 million. So
That's what I'm saying, man.
That's
It's-
just out a week.
that will domestically gross $1 billion, and it will probably make what, 4?
Yeah, there's
It won't make $4 billion. The Avatar made $2.7 billion.
I bet it makes more than Avatar.
Oh, it has to.
It's gonna be close.
I bet it makes
It's gonna be
more.
close.
I bet it makes at least
I hope
$3
it does.
billion.
I don't know.
Just
Avatar
crushes it.
opened up in the winter. It had no competition.
Yeah, Avatar was really bad.
This
has
one
Detective
did it,
Pikachu
Avatar
next
fucking
week.
Yeah,
sucks.
but Avatar was so bad.
Avatar sucks.
Ugh, that movie was so bad.
terrible.
Looked amazing.
All right, I think
So
we
bad.
did it, right?
It's done.
It's done.
I saw it opening day. You didn't see it until like 5 days later, and it was hard to bite my tongue as long as I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw
I
it.
think if he would have gone in with your expectations, though, he would have been really disappointed.
Yeah.
Probably.
Like, you would have been like, oh my god, it's so good. I loved it so much. John would have been like, this is hot garbage. What's Jake thinking?
I leave my thoughts to myself until other people see it, and then I'll talk. That's how I've always been.
All right, guys. I thank you for joining me. Honestly, listening. We'll see you next time.
Oh, this is what I was gonna
Same idea.
So dumb.
Game over, man. Game over.
Bye bye.
I am out of here.